Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
I'm waiting for the beat to drop. I'm waiting for it to first.
Let me take a selfie.
We can listen to this all day long.
I know.
On repeat. Let's go.
Rock, 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 rock. Hey, AfterBuzz fans. Welcome to this week's episode of ABC's Selfie. I'm your host, Courtney Tezeno, joined with two lovely ladies.
Aww.
Introduce yourselves.
Hi, everyone. This is June Lee over here.
Hi, guys. I'm Kellie Knezovich.
Awesome. So, obviously, the beat is still dropping. Okay.
Yeah,
keep it going.
But we had an awesome episode.
Such an
So good.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I am so obsessed with the show.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, like, I mean, last week was great, but this one is so overwhelming.
Yeah.
So
There were so many great things.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's jump right in before we get overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
We talked in the beginning. We see that there is a thing between the baby boomers versus the millennials,
Mm-hmm.
and we see that in the opening shot when Eliza is having an issue in the office with her wardrobe, and Henry's like, "No, we have to intervene with this one."
Yeah.
So I mean, can we talk about work appropriate first? Like,
Attire?
yeah, work appropriate attire.
I feel like that is definitely a millennial issue because, like, I know myself, I go to business school, and, like, sometimes it's like, you know, what does business casual mean? You know what I mean? Like, and you want to be funky, and, you know, like, I'm not a crazy color fan, but then, like, you wanna kind of, like, play with colors when you can. It's just,
Everyone's like
difficult
super
topic.
trendy, and
Yeah.
for some reason we're super trendy. We're not into the black and whites like our parents.
Yeah.
But I mean, there is a fine line.
I see, and I don't think that Eliza thinks at all about what work appropriate means. I think she's just so
It's not even
focused
in
on
her
this
radar.
Freddie guy. I think she
Right.
just wants to dress for him, not dress
Right.
for the workplace.
And I don't think that's our entire generation. I feel like so many people, yes, from time to time, we've all been in that situation where we dress for a guy, but we've matured and we're dressing for ourselves and we're
Yes,
being trendy.
yes.
So, I mean, I think that we're making a transition for everyone for even our parents to, wear a few more colors or be like experimental. So
Yeah.
there's definitely a merge where we're learning from each other. So that's the great thing about
definitely.
it.
And fashion's always changing too. I mean, like the crop
Yes.
tops, like what? I mean, I'm obsessed with them, and I didn't think a
Right.
year ago that I would. I was thinking that was so stupid. That's a stupid fashion choice,
kind of
and I
with
love
you.
them.
Yeah, I have like a banana crop top, like a year ago.
And they're
I
so
would have
cute.
Never
High-waisted skirt,
ever
crop top,
thought that I
super
had
cute.
one.
Golden.
I think the trick is it's like Eliza's shorts were so short,
Ugh.
and I think the trick is to kind of go with traditional cuts and play with the color. I think
Yeah.
that's the kind of way to go with it.
That's the nice medium.
Nice medium, yeah.
Okay, so from that point, we see Henry intervening as the, what are we going to call him? He's the
fixer.
He's the fixer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's kind
he's
of-
like her. I won't even say marketing guru because they're like closer than that now. He's not just like doing a business for her. But we see a few changes when we're talking about intimacy as well.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, she's like so open about it, and he's like, why are you like trying to, like, how are you, what did she say? Like, how are you having, how are you being intimate with this person? I can't even do it. How are you being intimate with this person within 2.5 weeks? So how do you guys feel about that, like intimacy versus sex?
Oh, what do you
As
think
millennials.
I definitely think 2.5 weeks is much too short. I personally don't think
I think
that's
we all
okay.
agree. I think we all agree.
Yeah, I think so. But I will say that for a lot of people, it isn't. You know, I mean, like, I'm glad that all of us are.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really nice to know.
Kudos to our parents.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, like, and I don't know, like, if we should, like, blame them, but it's, like, I feel like it's just they don't really know. They don't know, like, how they're supposed to date people. You know what I mean?
Also, I don't think it's appropriate to date in the workplace. And
Yeah,
Eliza
that's
does
a
not.
big
I mean,
no-no.
who did she, I forget the name of the person, but she was like,
Freddie.
oh, I just before Freddie. She was like, oh, I was a
Troy.
Troy.
Some guy she shouldn't have been with.
Again, another work guy though.
I think it was Troy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad we're not a part of that portion, but I really think that social media has a huge thing to play with this. Like,
I agree.
Absolutely.
there are so many people learning about intimacy at an early age, and they think that it's acceptable to do things
Right.
like that because they see their favorite celebrity doing it. I mean,
Yeah.
we have so many celebrities who are having babies before they're getting married. So what example is that? I don't think our parents had that as much as we do.
Right. And see, we look up to celebrities, and they're our role models, and so then we
Right.
think that that's okay.
Exactly. I mean, we
Wait, which celebrities have had baby? I'm so out of the loop here. Who's had a baby before marriage?
a lot.
Well, like, I mean, Hayden Panettiere right now is, I mean, she is engaged, but she is also pregnant.
Wow.
And they
I
also they
see.
do that. They get engaged after the baby is already conceived.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I
Or
see
even
what
like
you
Mila
mean.
and
Yeah.
Ashton, too.
same.
They
Yeah,
just had their
that's
and
very
they
baby.
definitely
true.
had a friendship before, but
Yeah.
they didn't take that first step to go ahead and commit
Yeah.
before the baby came. So
Well, I feel like we're in such an interesting period because, like, we're really kind of like re-looking at everything. Like, we're re-looking at marriage. We're re-looking at, you know, social standards. Work attire. We're in like this incredibly, fast-changing kind
And
of.
you think about it, it's all because of social media.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
I mean,
a huge portion.
it's a huge portion because
Yeah.
of social media. I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, our parents didn't have that.
Not at all.
Our parents were still trying to catch up, just like Henry.
Yeah.
I
I love
Exactly.
Henry.
I know.
I love Henry.
I mean, we might as well start talking about Henry because he is a huge chunk of this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
He's so cute.
yeah, so cute,
lovable.
amazing actor.
Seriously,
I mean,
really.
this guy is depicting what our generation is dealing with now, like the divide between us. And I feel like him crossing over into Facebook land was a big step for him.
Yeah.
Totally.
And I don't know if it was a step in the right direction because of what happened.
But
I mean,
you live and you learn.
you
make
live and you
mistakes.
learn.
Yeah, it's like it's something that happens, whether it's good or bad. I feel like that's like another thing that's kind of happened with social media, and they kind of touched on this when Eliza was talking about like favoriting her hate comment. It's like now,
right.
it's kind of like the lines between like good and bad, like
Yeah.
they're so blurred. It just is, and I don't think that's all bad. I don't
Either.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a heightened amount of confidence going on in our generation, but at the same time, a lot of people are feeding off of those comments. I mean, if they don't get a comment from a hater or a fan, their whole world is not completely the same. Like, they don't feel like. I feel like a lot of confidence is built off of our social media.
Absolutely.
Because we are our own, like, we're all celebrities in our heads, apparently.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, you get down to the root of things. Why do we post things? Why do we Instagram pictures? And I know so many people that care about how many likes you get or how many likes they get on a picture.
I have heard so many conversations where they will take a picture down if it doesn't have a certain amount of likes.
Seriously,
I don't understand that. I'm always like kind of like the social media outcast, like within my groups. I'm always like that friend that like doesn't like your photo right away when you put it up on Instagram. So like my friends are like, why don't you ever like my photos? I'm like, it's because I'm just never on Instagram, and like I don't want it to take it personally.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know, for some reason I've never like gotten really hooked into it.
yeah.
And see,
Yeah.
I was exactly like that until I thought about my career. And
Yeah.
people are using social media for good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a great marketing tool to
It
promote
is.
yourself. I mean, we're all
Absolutely.
hosts, and we want to put ourselves out there to be the next whoever. And
Maria
I mean,
Menounos.
Exactly, Maria Menounos. And it's a great marketing tool to promote our work, our reel. So
Yeah.
we may be using it in a positive way, but I believe that a lot of people are not.
Yeah.
So that's where that, the good and bad comes with social media.
Yeah, I think a lot
Yeah.
of people use social media to glorify or over-glorify their lives and posting about, I spent the day doing this. Check out how much fun I had, or guess who I was with today, or
Yeah.
it's about it's showing off.
It's braggadocious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just to play devil's advocate, is it bad always to kind of just want to share what your life is like?
I think it depends on where your intentions lie.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know some people they post and they're focused on who likes it and how many likes they get on their picture.
Right.
And it's a total buzzkill if
that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
I get what you mean. Yeah, I agree with that.
Eliza is a prime example of that. She does not use it for her benefit. I mean, she's not talking about being a great marketing salesperson at her company. She's talking about, I don't know what she's talking about, but she's not using it for the good.
Right.
So, I mean, we see it with Eliza. Maybe Henry can help her turn it around and be better for marketing and branding herself in a way that's positive. I can, maybe a quick prediction.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence that they work in a marketing firm.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think you're on.
Good job, writers. Good job. So let's go back into Henry. So when he first connects on Facebook, his mom is his first friend.
That's so cute.
It's so cute. It's so sad.
What a hip mom, by the way. She
I know.
like knew right away.
Exactly.
Right away.
She might have got the notification that said you're like, you get the on Instagram, your new Facebook friend is. She might have got something like that. I mean, they're good these days. They're really good.
Right. They are very
creepy,
good
but
about
yes.
that.
Yeah. But we see that in the beginning, and he says this is his reality. His mom is his only friend. Now, we see with him that he's his first friend.
Yeah.
Eliza's his friend too.
Yeah.
So his first friend is his mom, and then we see, I thought the funniest part of this episode was when we saw the mom singing to the baby, that viral video that went out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It was so refreshing.
And he was crying.
Oh my gosh.
That baby is absolutely adorable. I don't see how it has that many emotions at such a young age. But I thought that viral video, I mean, it's so great how the writers are incorporating real life into this. And that's what I think is going to make people stay.
I'm so glad that you say that, because it's so, I mean, like, I'm learning so much from watching this show. I feel hipper and cooler because I watched the show. I'm so out of the loop that, like, watching the show makes me feel like, oh my god, this is like what everybody is talking about. I just have no idea.
But see, I have anxiety like how Henry did when he tagged himself in his ex-girlfriend's, what was it, the breastfeeding baby photo. He tagged himself in it. That has for sure happened to me.
Our hearts dropped.
Really?
Yes.
All of our hearts dropped.
Yes.
What happened?
Oh my gosh. Well, okay,
We all knew
there was
what that
another
feeling was like.
situation too, recent, much more recent than that, where an ex of mine, his girlfriend, followed me on Twitter, and I got a notification saying Nicole, whatever her last name is, followed you on Twitter. So I go to my notifications, and there's nothing there. So she, you just like how they talked about in the episode too, where it was
she unfollowed you.
Gets an alert. I don't know why they called it an alert versus a notification.
A notification.
But,
they're getting it together. They may be a part of the baby
slow,
boomers.
maybe. Yeah, exactly. The writers may be part of the baby
writers,
boomers.
right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, maybe they should enlist some aspiring young writers to kind of help with the
Oh, hey.
I mean, they probably have a few, like, what are they, like?
Consultants
and writers, assistants. They give them a few tips, like, what's going on in the world right now? Like, they can't be doing this on their own.
But they're so good with modern language. I mean, how she does totes and cash.
I know. Seriously, hashtag everything.
Hashtag, yeah, and she's super quick, and that's
right.
Totally how I talk.
I'm still obsessed with all the pop-ups that are showing, like, all the graphics.
Yes.
Whoever's editing this right now, like, so modern day.
Yep.
I know.
And that's so cool to see, because it's like, we're this huge social media obsessed world, and that reflects it so well.
Yeah, I know. It's like a whole different way of showcasing. And I'm so glad you brought it up, because it's kind of existed in Asian films where, like, yes, because texting is a huge part of Asian culture. I don't know throughout all of Asia, but in Korean culture. And so, like, in movies within, like, the past 5 or 10 years, like, they'll show the person texting, and then, like, the text being texted out. Like,
so
on the
we're
screen.
catching up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought we were so advanced.
I know. I thought we were doing. Okay, so we're getting a little bit. Maybe John had a little bit to do with that.
Yeah, I know. I
Could
think
be.
I definitely see. I mean, as an Asian American myself, who enjoys Asian entertainment as much as American entertainment, I definitely see a lot of crossovers. So for me, it's really extra exciting.
Super cool. Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew he was a great actor, but like pointing that out is like, okay, so we're really incorporating a lot into this show.
I hope so.
And I'm sure other shows are going to pick up on that. Like, this is one of the few shows that does that in America. So awesome.
Yay.
Yes.
Yay for ABC.
Yay. So another thing that happened when he's on his Facebook is that the polls for Mean Girls. Have you guys taken polls like that?
Oh my
Yes.
Oh
my gosh, yes.
Can we talk about a couple
Yeah.
of embarrassing ones that we've done?
Go ahead. You go first.
You go first.
I mean,
Kellie
do
blinked
I
out.
want to talk about it? No, but let's be real though. That's how a lot of people either look at quizzes, like BuzzFeed quizzes.
BuzzFeed is
all
like the
way.
new news for us.
Yeah, and it's always
Seriously.
posted on
I know you
Facebook,
were
and that's
talking about it
how.
in the first episode.
Yeah.
I actually went to BuzzFeed because of that, and then like found out about the story about the kid, the 17-year-old kid who was obsessed with Dexter and killed his girlfriend.
Oh no. That's
Oh my god.
okay. Things I see on BuzzFeed are like
Sorry.
the last thing I saw on
Downer.
BuzzFeed was 31 like creative ways to take a selfie, and it was awesome.
Yes.
Sorry, but I mean,
gosh.
I just found out that there's, and I may be behind, but there's like this selfie stick. The first time I saw it was Christina Milian, her birthday just passed, and she had it, and I'm like, selfie stick, this is
Yeah.
gonna destroy us and help us at the same time.
Wait, what is a selfie stick?
Okay, so everyone listening, a selfie stick is basically a long stick that you hook up to your phone. It's kind of like a modern day
Oh
tripod that you can
my
carry around.
Gosh.
I actually-
Wait, yes, I've heard of this.
Yeah.
I have one,
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
but it's not for my phone. It's for my GoPro.
Oh,
So it's a
well,
little
that's a whole
different.
different story.
But I mean, it's used for the same purpose.
Okay, how does it work? Because
Um,
I instantly thought it was going to just ruin our culture.
Well, I mean, it definitely gets more. Like, if you wanted to do the Ellen Oscar selfie, you know, you can get more people
Right.
in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's easier to
Take a
take a selfie.
How do you click it? How do you actually take the photo?
Is
Well,
it
with the
on-
GoPro, you have it hooked up to your phone, so you just kind of use your phone to, or you can set a timer on it too. So
Oh,
you
okay,
can
okay.
use your phone
Yeah,
to
that's
take the
useful.
picture.
Yeah.
Or set a timer.
I know like a lot of YouTube bloggers, you know, will use it.
Oh, for selfie sticks, I've seen like just tripods. I thought that's what they were using. Because with the selfie stick, I think you can see it.
Okay, but I don't know. Maybe there's
with
just
a
like a
phone, I
variety
think.
of
With the
sticks.
phone, you can see it. Okay, well,
Yeah.
maybe not. I don't know. I
There's
thought it
so
was cool.
many
That was the
things.
last thing I watched on. Well, I
No, it
read
is
on
cool.
BuzzFeed.
It's
Yeah.
cool.
That's very
Yeah.
cool.
Cool. Okay. So we hear everything on Facebook with, well, we see everything on Facebook with Henry and the polls and all of that stuff. So let's move on over to Eliza's new interest.
Oh.
Wait, what do you mean?
Her
All
new
of her
interest. You're
new
like, what do you mean?
hobbies.
Her new hobbies, her new interests. So she's a part of this.
Right.
She's a part of this book club. Her neighbor. Do we remember her neighbor's name?
Bryn.
Bryn.
I love Bryn.
I do too.
I am so
Okay, so
obsessed.
you go ahead and start talking about why you love Bryn and the book club.
Courtney's
'Cause-
like, nope.
Because I mean, I just love Henry and everything that he's doing for Eliza. I think everybody should do whatever interests them. But I just feel like people should also know there are other options. And I just love people like Bryn because like who makes homemade Pop-Tarts?
and that's awesome.
So cool.
And that is so cool.
And that's
so
why
cool.
I said I love this girl last time. I'm like,
Yeah.
she's so true to herself.
She's just so amazing, and I feel like everybody has that within them. Like everybody has like a little bit of a hipster, funky person that wants
Nerd.
to come out. Nerd, exactly. Everybody has a part of them. So like, I don't know. I just really love her.
Okay,
And
so
the Lady Gaga acoustic
Last
sing
time?
out
First
last
episode.
Yes.
time was so amazing.
this time, what was the reference that they made? I don't remember the guy's name, but when Henry walks in and they're just like,
Oh, Jerry Maguire.
yeah. So they had the book
Does she
club.
complete you?
Oh my god. So the book club
Oh,
girls have a moment when Henry walks in, freaked out about being tagged on Facebook. He's tagged on his ex-girlfriend's breastfeeding pic, and they freak out because they feel like, oh my god, we've never had a guy walk in and be all dreamy.
Yeah.
And this is her
Yeah.
first day at the book club. She read 8 pages, and she has this moment.
I know.
So-
That's just so hilarious.
That was so cool that Eliza didn't even realize it was a moment. Like they are,
Yeah.
it's just so interesting that we can all be obsessed with one thing. Like they're obsessed with their books and like fellowshipping
That's
with one
so
another, and then
insightful,
she's
Courtney.
obsessed
Yeah.
with social media.
Yeah.
Right.
And so we're all kind of in our own separate worlds,
Yeah.
and we appreciate other things.
That's
so.
true. And like I really like how it kind of painted, we saw a little bit of that in the first episode with the rain coming down, but like I feel like at that moment you kind of get like this nudge to see like, oh, this is an attractive guy, this is a dreamy guy,
Mhm.
you know. And like I wonder if that gets Eliza kind of thinking that too.
I don't think on this episode,
Yeah.
but I think
In the
eventually,
future.
maybe a few more moments like that,
Yeah.
she'll get it. But she's a
Yeah.
little slow right now. She's
She is.
learning, though.
Well, she's trying to change her focus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, she's, with this book club, she's not so focused on the book, and she's focused more on what do I wear and what's vintage. It smells like, what was it, old lady or old people?
Old people, dead people.
Dead people, that's what it is.
Why do they have to be dead? Like, that is just so sad. My grandmother, she was great. So she dressed wonderful. She was not an old lady.
I know. I love vintage stuff. I find, I'm with you.
I just think it's funny that her, you know, that Henry says, find other interests, join a club, join a book club. And so she joins a book club, reads 8 pages, finds the book completely boring, and is focused on trying to find the perfect outfit for the book club instead of the main focus of reading the book and discussing the book.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she's still very self-absorbed. I mean, we see that in her wanting to fit the character. And there's no character by going to a book club. You're just interacting with people.
But she's trying new things, which
She
is
is.
really
She
good.
is.
And I feel like fashion is her identity, you know, and like I think that's a legitimate identity, you know what I mean? So maybe she could start fashion blogging. I don't know, like
Maybe something.
I think it was more just she joined the book club to try to not think about Freddie.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
ultimately it didn't work because she was still focused on, you know, by the end of it.
Wait, can we talk about the whole cheat day reference with the whole, like, if I give in to my craving to Freddie, like, tonight, then I'll have the, you know, the power to resist him the whole week. I feel like with Instagram and social media, like, food pictures and, like, Fitspos and, like, inspiration gurus.
Outfit of the day.
I don't know, like, all these things, like, I feel
all these
like
tags.
food and like cheat days, they've been it's a cultural phenomenon.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I did really like that moment though with the cheat day conversation
Yeah.
and Charmonique and her
Yeah,
son
I love
in
Charmonique.
the Froyo place.
Yeah.
I thought that was
Yeah, the cheat day was awesome. It talks about, like, what did I write down? It says, oh God, that's so raunchy. It says, I
did
wrote
you
down
say?
wants to have sex with Freddie but gets hit by a car. Sorry. Sorry.
That's essentially
It's
what
too deep.
happened.
That is what happened.
So it happened.
So her cheat day is all about, like, oh, I can give in to this. But, I mean, Fate is showing her that she does not need to go that route because she gets hit by a car and she falls into a manhole. She's a complete wreck, which means that this cheat day doesn't even exist. Like, cheat days to go and, like, be intimate with someone who's not your boyfriend or your husband. I don't think so. But let
sex
us
days. Sex cheat days. I don't know. I'm just trying to come
sex
up with
cheat days, like a new phrase.
Sex days. I don't know. Yeah, something. I don't know. Just don't have casual
Don't
sex.
do it. Don't have casual sex.
Don't do it.
But let us know what you think on iTunes. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe on iTunes. We do read your comments.
We do, yes.
We
I
read
love
all of your comments, so be
Tweet
sure
us
to
too.
exactly be sure to comment because your comment could make our show. We could shout you out. Also, head on over to YouTube and watch our video to see all the crazy behind the scenes of me and my girls,
all the selfies we take.
all the selfies we take, and be sure to give us 5 stars for a selfie. And yeah, let's head back over to cheat day. Sex day, cheat day. Ooh.
Usually I'm kind of better with coming up with hashtags, but
Yeah,
that was a total
we
fail.
can't. Maybe we'll just stick to cheat day.
Maybe it's like an Asian thing. I mean, like, can we talk about John's like awkward sense of humor once in a while that just pops up?
I like it though.
I love it. I think
Yeah.
it's so endearing.
Awesome. I mean, I completely agree. He's an amazing character, as
Yeah.
I've said. I don't know how many times I can say that, but he's great.
Yeah.
But back to the cheat day.
Mm-hmm.
So, Freddie visits, which was
In the
was that a
hospital.
shocker for you guys?
Yeah.
When he made a visit to the hospital?
Yeah.
That was.
I mean, I thought he only made the visit because she wasn't contacting him anymore. And
But it kind of sounds like that's
Yeah.
why he made the visit, because he was like,
Yes.
oh, here's your charger because your phone must be dead because you're not responding to my text messages.
right.
Yeah.
And that's weird because, like, when they had their pillow talk, the very awkward pillow talk about where their relationship was going and, like, can we do things outside of the bedroom, which is weird to even tell someone.
Yeah.
I mean, we see that he just really doesn't care about her. And for him to show up to the hospital like that kind of shows he cares a little. What are you guys thinking?
Well, I thought for me that was a perfect example of you can take somebody who is you know, not behaving in the way that you want them to, like not taking you out, and then you just let them know that that's not okay with me. And then it's up to them to decide, okay, well, do I want to make this work with this person? So obviously this isn't working, so maybe I should try doing this. And so, like, I feel like that's, I hate to get all, like, B.F. Skinner on you guys, but, like, I feel like there's a little bit of conditioning going on.
Yeah.
And see, that comes down to communication. Because you can't, I mean, she's playing all these games. I've definitely done it.
We've all done
it. It's, you play games with the people that you like, and, you know, you choose not to respond to their text messages right away, or, you know, or you don't at all in her case.
It's a test. It's a test. You have to pass the test.
But see, and that's what you got to do, though. I mean, I think that you have to communicate, and I think she should have been like, hey, I want to go out on a date with you. I want to start seeing you outside in public instead of just having me be your booty call.
But in Eliza's own way, she said that.
Yeah,
she definitely did. And she kind of, it's kind of hard for someone who is okay with casual sex to kind of flip it on someone and be like, oh, take me out. Where are we? When she was okay with this to begin with. She was kind of influenced by Henry, which made her change her mind on like, oh, maybe we should do these things. Henry. Yeah. Thank God for Thank you.
This generation needs a Henry Higgins.
I know. And I mean, my parents. Let me do a quick shout out. Today is my parents' 25th anniversary.
Oh, congratulations.
Sorry for everyone listening, but they made 25 years. Congratulations, Mom and Dad. Yeah. I challenged them to take a selfie today because they don't take any photos. It was such a hard time for me to find any photos with them just by themselves.
So did they take a selfie?
I'm waiting for my selfie.
Well, got a few more hours, parents.
They're probably watching because I told them to. But yes, they need to take their selfie.
That selfie.
Yes, exactly.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Okay, so back off of that moment. Back to Henry. Were we on Henry or Eliza?
Yes, we said everybody. We said our generation needs a Henry.
Yes. Our generation needs a Henry, yes. So the casual dating, it's kind of hard for someone like Freddie to understand Eliza when she hasn't really been presenting herself as a lady.
Yeah.
So, I mean, have you ever, I'm not going to say you ladies, but have you ever found someone who's tried to make that transition and they've, like, failed? Like, tried to go from, like, a whore to a housewife?
Well, let me see. How do I say this tactfully?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I know high school, girls from high school who they peaked in high school and they were super popular, and now they are parents or married, and they're not really doing much with their lives. But I don't know if I would say they've switched and become better people. I think they still have their same mindset, but I don't.
Okay, so touchy on that one, but
here's just my 2 cents. I think there's a little bit of a whore and a little bit of housewife in all of us. You know what I mean? And so I think you just kind of like have to get to know yourself and like have to control yourself. You know, it's okay to have those things, but then like, you know, maybe you should kind of. You let your dark side out with somebody that you trust, you know, because then that makes it so much more fun anyways.
It's probably all a phase, too.
Yeah.
You know, you go through different phases in college or whatever.
We do. We definitely do. We mature. But do we think that Eliza is going to be able to transition from, you know, what she's been doing, casual sex, to being his girlfriend? Because it seems like once she gets well and her pelvis is not fractured, she's going to go right back to her ways. Yeah. So, I mean, what are you guys thinking?
I'm forever an optimist, and so, and I'm a romantic at heart. So I think what's gonna happen. I guess we can kind of like go into predictions.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go into predictions.
Yeah, I think that
And now,
as Freddie,
your AFTERBUZZ
predictions.
TV.
That was intense. Predictions. Okay. I feel like as Freddie is definitely gonna start courting her, and like as he does that, she's gonna realize like, dude, this guy is like not that great.
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm hoping that she's gonna be like, gosh, like here's Henry, who's gonna call me every
on.
single hour to make sure that I'm not dead and that I can take my medications, you know? Like, this is an amazing, sweet, romantic guy. So that's what I'm
I
shooting
completely agree with that prediction. I think that her and Freddie are going to go through this whole phase of her wanting to be, you know, wanting them to be more and in a committed relationship, and she's going to see that someone else is treating her the way she should be treated, and it's Henry, and Freddie has to hit the door. But I think it's going to take a couple episodes before we see that.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
think
so
she
too.
really knows how she should be treated.
No,
No.
And I
absolutely
think
not.
that Henry is opening her eyes to that, and she's real. I think right now when he says, "I'll call you every hour to make sure that you're alive and doing well," I think she's kind of like, "Okay, whatever." I don't think she actually is going to take it to heart. Thank you. I tried so hard. I don't think she's really going to take it to heart until, you know, maybe a couple episodes from now when she's like, "Wow, you know, this guy's, he really cares about me.
Yeah.
He's treating me super well."
Yeah, I just hope she doesn't brush it off. That's my only thing. Because after seeing that last scene where he's in the car and making sure she's okay, I feel like Henry's on the prowl. Because he just, I mean, let's go back to him seeing his ex. We didn't even talk about that. He went to his house, to his ex's house, which was the most awkward thing after you tag yourself in someone's breastfeeding photo.
Just ignore it and move on.
He's so old-fashioned.
He's very old-fashioned.
And
I think
feel like that was an example of a pitfall of being too old-fashioned.
Yeah,
And even
being
the ex-girlfriend thought so too. It's like, what on earth are you doing here?
Yeah, like, I have a child, I'm
Yeah.
happy, and you screwed me over 3 years ago and broke up with me, so screw you.
Yeah.
But I think... Goodbye. So I feel like he is kind of on the prowl for something new and exciting. I don't know if it's for the benefit of himself, really. I think he's really lonely. He realized how lonely he was when he joined social media. So Eliza may be his task right now, but I think he may fall, I don't know, I'm kind of all over the place. He may fall in love with her.
I feel you.
Yeah, I mean, he may fall in love
I'm
with her, or
following
this
you.
could be just like something that he wants to see if he can even accomplish. Like, see if he still got it.
Go ahead.
I just don't even think that he's really thinking about that. I don't think he's interested in, not necessarily interested, but I just don't think Eliza's on his radar yet. I think it's just his genuinely kind nature
He doesn't have anyone.
to call her every hour.
I love this because all three of us have completely different views on this.
Yeah.
I think that he's actually already kind of falling for Eliza, and I think like he knows that. I think that's why when he's talking to his ex, I think there's a little bit of like a hint and like, you know, not right now, but in his mind, he has Eliza in mind. I think that moment when he saw her in that beautiful peach embroidered,
she was gorgeous.
not embroidered, but sequin dress.
For the wedding.
Yeah.
His eyes got glittery.
Yeah, she just melted his heart, you know?
Exactly. Well, one last thing. Let's head over into news and gossip before we end things. And I read an article.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So I read an article on Huffington Post that talked about, should we watch ABC Selfie?
Yes.
Yes, we should.
Yes, we should.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And at the end of that article, they said they don't think that Selfie's going to last after this season. We completely are all ABC Selfie fans.
Yep,
so we
absolutely.
disagree. But I saw some stats that are kind of, made me feel a certain way. Studies show that 18 to 24-year-olds check their phones on an average of 53 times a day. I think that's accurate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so check, yes. 13% admitted to checking their phones 100 times a day. It's very possible.
Yeah. I met somebody.
Yeah.
I met somebody who who tweeted out so many tweets. She was like
Locked out?
She was locked out
See? And we're spot on. And then the last
multiple
one.
times. I didn't even know that existed.
It does. It's happened to a couple friends. I know.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so too much
It's
social media.
thousands. We're not talking about hundreds. We're talking about thousands of tweets.
Girl.
Okay, that's a little nuts. There's nothing else to do. Last one, 65% admitted checking their phones within 15 minutes of waking up. I'm very guilty of that.
Yeah.
That's literally the first thing I do when I wake up. I
Yeah.
turn off my alarm from my
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
And I wake myself up by going on Instagram.
Okay,
Me
so
too.
yeah, so we all do it. I'm
Yeah.
sure our parents don't do it. But this article was basically just shedding light on us being such a social media obsessed culture, and how this is great. It's shedding light on things, and it's like a homage to My Fair Lady. We talked about that.
Yes.
But I don't know. Like, I'm very optimistic that we're going to continue to see Selfie.
I think
but
we will too.
we have to get everyone else on board, such as baby boomers. We have to get more people interested.
Yeah.
So
I think Selfie is going to evolve into a love story.
Yeah.
And love is something that everybody can connect to.
I love you.
You know? I love
So
you too.
optimistic.
I am forever optimistic.
Great. So let's end that on an optimistic note. Let's end it on a good note. Yes. And where can everyone find you, ladies?
You guys can find me on Twitter at ms_JUNELEE. You guys can check out my blog at AmazeTV, AMAZTV.com.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Kellie Knez.
Awesome. Long name. I wanted you to say your last name. You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Teznos. Again, be sure to tweet us all your predictions, any comments that you have at the hashtag SelfieABC. We'll be back next week. Yay! Thank you for joining us.
Love you guys.
Thanks,
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.